Welcome to the Math Universal Screener training for 3rd and 4th grade educators. This training will have 3 modules. Part 1 will be an overview and introduction to the universal screening and the process. Part 2 will be an overview of the assessment itself. Part 3 will discuss data and the next steps to using that data in the RtI process. A universal screener's purpose is to identify students who may be at risk in your classroom. This assessment will be given to all students. They are brief assessments that are valid, reliable, and demonstrate diagnostic accuracy for predicting learning or, in some cases, behavioral problems. We are administering this to our learners 3 times this year, in the fall, the winter, and the spring. Coppell is using 3 different universal screeners at the elementary level. Kindergarten through 2nd grade will use the Texas Early Mathematics Inventory, Progress Monitoring, which will be referred to as the TEMI-PM. 3rd and 4th grade will be using Elementary Students in Texas Algebra Readiness, which will be referred to as E-STAR. And 5th through 8th grade will be using Middle School Students in Texas Algebra Readiness, which is referred to as M-STAR. Those are not to be confused with our STAR state assessments. Similar in name, but not the same assessment. The E-STAR and M-STAR manuals and some things will overlap, so you may see both of them listed in the administration manual or documents that you were looking at. They're different in the types of questions that they're asking the learners and the content, but they are very similar assessments, so you will see some overlap there. But just remember, for 3rd and 4th grade, you are giving the E-STAR. The E-STAR and M-STAR are universal screeners that are parts of a bigger formative RtI assessment system, and they're administered to students just to support your instructional decisions, to give you information about your learners and if they may be at risk. They help you identify students who are at risk for not meeting curriculum expectations, as identified in the Texas Response to Curriculum Focal Points. You will see that K through 2 focuses very much on the numeracy strand, and that extends to 3rd and 4th grade and on into 5th through 8th in things such as fractions and later grades, percentages, and proportionality, but it continues that numeracy strand all the way up into algebra readiness. Kindergarten through 2nd grade has a little bit different window. Theirs is August 24th through September 16th, but 3rd through 8th grade will open the window September 8th through September 23rd. Since your assessment is computer-based, that window is opened for all learners in Texas taking the assessment at the same time. So that is what determined that window. So again, it'll open on September 8th and go through September 23rd. The district testing calendar will be posted, and you'll be able to access that information if you forget what the dates are, and also you'll be able to see what the winter assessment window and the spring assessment window will be. Everything you will need for the RtI process for mathematics this year will be located in the Coppell Intervention Services public Google folder. I have mine linked here, but if you will go into your Google Drive and you will search for this first part, Coppell Intervention Services Public, you will have access to this folder. Everyone in Coppell ISD should have access. And this is where all intervention services documents are going to be housed this year. So you have 504, special ed, behavior services, some general info, and RtI 2, which is where we will be. In that folder, you have your different subject areas, so click on math. And then mine are color-coded because I set them up that way, but yours will probably be all black. So we are going to go to the 3rd through 4th math. Make sure you're in the right grade level. And then you will see 4 documents here in a folder. The folder for math RtI documents is really just a place where we housed everything that we linked. So you really don't need to go to that folder. Everything you need, we put it in an order here, the documents we numbered in order. So the first document is the Mathematics RtI process flowchart. I recommend downloading it because it is very small font and you will not be able to read it. And once you download it, you will still need to zoom in. This is a document that will have an overview of the entire process for RtI, and it is aligned with the administrative guidelines that have been updated this year and that your principals have shared with you. It's kind of a one-stop shop to see the whole process, and all of the documents that you'll be needing and the intervention lessons and all of those things will be linked here. But it can be overwhelming to look at the whole picture at once, so I'll show you in the documents in just a second how you can look at just piece by piece. But if you would like to see the whole overview, then this is a place to go. And again, I would save it or open it as a PDF and then make sure you're zoomed in, and you'll see how it goes from the universal screener all the way to through Tier 1 and Tier 2, and you follow this flow chart when you're making decisions as an RtI committee, all the way to Tier 3 in what you'll do with your data and what it guides you in making decisions for your learners in the process. After that, the next document is number 2, Universal Screener, which is what we'll be looking at in this module. So here you will find your administrator's manual for giving the assessment. You'll find an overview course in Project Share. This is not something you have to look at, but if you would like to read more about the assessment or get more information, that's a place that you could go. You should have a Project Share login. If you don't remember or aren't sure, there's a place on there for you to reset your password, and they'll email you and things like that. So you can access that here. And then the intervention tracking sheet, which we will talk about in another module, is also here, and there's one for 3rd grade and 4th grade, and that's going to be a spreadsheet that helps you keep up with your scores and your progress monitoring. So just for the purpose of this overview, I just wanted to show you where that was so you know how to access it. So you've completed part 1 of the Universal Screener training, and if you will watch the following modules about the assessment itself and then what kind of data we get and what your next steps would be with that data.